Yo. Welcome into the ChrisBeCappinn Show, man. Welcome in. Today is the 8th of May, and we only have one game on the board for today. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm going to be completely honest. I thought the Cavs and the Pacers were playing today, too. And I was trying to find the injury report yesterday, and it made sense why I couldn't find it, man. I was trying to find the injury report for the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Pacers game. I thought we had two games today. It's only one game, Golden State, Minnesota, so it should be a pretty quick show. Let's jump into it for today. Run them likes up if you can. Hit the like button for me. Put the show in the group chat. Drop that link in the group chat, man. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Yesterday, 3 plays yesterday. A couple of these one of these went on the short list. But we got to start with Bridges. Let's just talk about Mikal Bridges. The most irritant thorn in my side ever. I mean, this guy goes 0 for 1,000 through the first 3 quarters, and Boston says, "You know what? Let's let him just go on a scoring tangent to start the fourth quarter." He ended up going up and over his 17.5 points and assists. This was easy. I just thought this was easy money in the bank. For anybody who told, if you watched the whole game, you probably did as well. I really thought that this game was. I thought that was an easy winner, Mikal Bridges, but he ended up with 19 points and assists after scoring 14 points in the fourth quarter. Yeah, I got some thoughts on game 3, but we'll hold on to those. Boston first half minus the 6.5 was a winner. They end up having a 9-point lead at halftime, and then OKC added their team total a little later in the day, and that was a winning proposition as well. They ended up with damn near 150 points last night. So 2-on-1 day yesterday. Another profitable day, but boy, you talking about mad that I didn't get a sweep. Boy, I was pretty frustrated about that one, but you just keep moving forward, right? You keep moving forward. You win some, you lose some. That's what gambling is about. So yeah, it's a profitable day. I'll take it, and let's just move forward. I'm still frustrated, but I'll take it and move forward, man. Good morning, Algina says. Good morning, Chris and community. Not a good day yesterday. What's wrong with Boston? They look disjointed. Denver got taken behind the woodshed yesterday. Let's find some winners today. Appreciate you for tapping in, Algina. What up, Fear Elite? Good morning, Prolific. So Celtics first half minus 8.5 or plus money for me, but what a letdown. Absolutely. And that 8.5 barely cash too, Prolific. Barely cash. What up, I love us? Jaja says, yo. Feels great to be back. NBA playoffs are unpredictable this year. I see. Absolutely. And for that, right, I think it's important to note unit size, right? Like always manage your bankroll appropriately. I know I don't always give out unit sizes on the show, but if you're a member of the channel and you receive my plays, you know how much I'm putting on every single play. So just manage that appropriately, man. What up, Justin? Appreciate you for tapping in. W starting to warm up as well. I did get a chance to watch a little bit of the Mystics game yesterday. They got took behind the woodshed as well by the Atlanta Dream. The Dream looked like they got a pretty formidable roster this year, man, with Brittany Griner down there. I'm excited for the W. I did get a chance to catch some of that matinee game yesterday in DC. What up, Marquise? The Celtics are toast. I don't know if I'd agree with that, but okay. Good morning, Adam. Let's see. What else should I say? What up, Swish? D421. What up, Doms? Hope all is well with you, my brother. What else should I say? It's a lot of comments, man. Trying to get through them. What up, Lingowick? Says feel good to be a Knicks fan. We got the brooms. Oh, we going crazy in the section tonight. We going crazy in the comment section tonight. Oh, wow. Okay. All right. Yeah, I can understand. I can get it. Being a big dog like that. What up, Mark? Hope all is well with you. Tony says, yeah, Bridges over. I'd love to know the handicap on that, but okay. I did see Jordan Canada go down with that knee injury too. I did see that, Doms. And you hate to see that. Jordan Canada is really good, man. I love Jordan Canada. And it was a second year starting to fit in with the team as well. So the W sometimes not always the greatest when it comes to injuries. But yeah, you hate to see that. All right, let's move over to Action jaXon, your AI sports betting assistant tool, homie, whatever you want to call it. jaXon went 1-1 yesterday. Wanted to fade Jason Tatum under his 14.5 rebounds and assists. That was a loser. Tatum finished with with 19. Seemed like all he could do was rebound the basketball. And then Josh Hart also went under on his 4.5 assists, which was a winner. So Jackson went 1-1 yesterday. As far as bets for today, I wanted to see what player props and total. So I asked Jackson, what are the two best player props in the NBA based off playoff performance stats? And Jackson likes Jonathan Kuminga up and over his 6.5 points. Says he's been he says Jonathan Kuminga has been highly consistent in hitting the over on his points line. He's hit the over in 100% of his last 5 games and 94% of his 94% of the games this season. Against the Timberwolves specifically is a 100% hit rate this season, averaging 12.75 points in the 4 matchups. Additionally, Minnesota ranks 29th in defense versus position, which further supports his ability to exceed this line. Not sure if they rank 29th. But yeah, Jackson likes the over on Jonathan Kuminga. Looks like the odds that are available here, based on what Jackson is telling me, is minus 130 on Caesars. And then Jackson also likes Nickeil Alexander-Walker over his 3.5 rebounds and assists. Says has been a strong performer in this category, hitting the over in 84.09% of his games this season, 90% of his last 20 games, while his performance against the Warriors this season has been below average, 20% hit rate. His overall season consistency and the Warriors' 9th ranked defense against his position suggests that he could bounce back. Playing at home, he has an 84% hit rate, averaging 5.68 rebounds and assists, minus 120 on ESPN Bet. I also wanted the thoughts on the total, even though I don't feel like reading all of this. So the prompt was, what are your thoughts on the total for tonight's NBA game based on playoff advanced stats between the two teams and how game 1 played out? And Jackson tells me, I'll read it to you guys. Jackson says, game 1 recap, 99 for the Warriors, only 88 for the Timberwolves, 187 points. Key observations, the game was low scoring. Both teams struggled offensively. The Warriors were without Steph Curry for most of the game, which significantly impacted their offensive output. Minnesota shot poorly from the three-point line, starting 0 for 16, finishing with just 5 made threes. This was well below their regular season average of 38%, which was 4th in the NBA. Pace of the game was slow, consistent with the trend of playoff basketball, slowing down compared to regular season games. Advanced playoff stats, Golden State offensive efficiency, 113.8 points per game in the regular season, but only 99 in game 1. Minnesota, 114 points per game in the regular season, but only 88 in game 1. Both teams are underperforming offensively in the playoffs, with Minnesota averaging just 96.5 points per game in their last 2. Defensive efficiency, Minnesota has been elite defensively, holding opponents under 100 points in 4 of their last 6 playoff games. Golden State's defense has been solid, particularly in game 1, where they limited Minnesota's three-point shooting and controlled the pace. Then we go into pace. Game 1 was significantly slower than the regular season. This aligns with a broader playoff trend of slower games, as highlighted in the research. The league-wide pace factor has dipped over the last five possessions per game in recent postseasons. Then you got some shooting trends. League-wide three-point attempts has significantly decreased in the playoffs, 41.3% of attempts versus 42% in the regular season. This trend is evident in game 1, where both teams struggled to generate and convert open looks from deep. Key factors for tonight: Steph Curry's status, Minnesota's shooting regression. Shooting just 5 for 32 is likely to improve. Defensive matchups: both teams excelled defensively in game 1. Minnesota's size and versatility combines with Golden State discipline rotation suggests another defensive battle, playoff physicality. So it sounds like Jackson likes under. Let's see what it says. Yeah, given the advanced stats, game 1 trends, playoff dynamics, the under 201.5 at ESPN Bet is the strong play. Here's why. And I'm not reading all that because it just regurgitate everything that was said. But Jackson likes the under 201.5 points. And I think I kind of agree with that on the total. Let's jump into it for today. Check that link out in the description if you guys are interested in checking out Jackson. 50% off using code ChrisBeCappinn, 2 P's, 2 N's. So that game for today opened with the Minnesota Timberwolves laying 10 points as a home favorite. We know that I guess you could say they started as a 9-point favorite. It's moved up to 10.5. Last night I saw some 10s as well. Total has come down, open 202.5, down to 201. It looks like is close to consensus right now. Some 201.5s out there as well. I think Jackson kind of hit the nail on the head at the beginning of the cap. If you go back and look at, game number 1, Minnesota really struggled out the gate to score the basketball. They shot in the first quarter. It wasn't that bad. I mean, it was bad, but both teams struggled. Minnesota won the first quarter, actually 20-18. In that first quarter, Steph was still playing. He ended up going down in the second quarter. But in that first quarter, Golden State shot just 7 for 22 from the field, 4 for 11 from the three-point line. And Minnesota shot 10 for 26 from the field, 38%, 0 for 8 from the three-point line. So if you look at the first half numbers, it got worse for Minnesota because they had 11-point quarter, 11 points in 12 minutes. I'm not sure how you do that, but they found a way to do that. Second quarter, they shot just 14 for 44 from the field, 31%, 0 for 15 from the three-point line. Not sure how you do that. You might as well put a blindfold on. And a lot of it goes back, in my opinion, to Anthony Edwards. He was pretty bad in the first quarter. He was pretty bad in the first half. In that second quarter, he finished 0 for 8 from the field, 0 for 3 from the three-point line. And he played 8 minutes in the second quarter and played 12 minutes in the first quarter, all 12 minutes in the first quarter. And that's where I went to with the handicap here. I played Anthony Edwards up and over his first quarter points. The number 6.5, it's 7.5 on a couple books as well. But play what you like if you want to tell. I took Anthony Edwards up and over 6.5 first quarter points, though. -135 was the best number that I saw available. I just think it's a bounce back spot for him after not scoring in the first quarter of game number 1. And actually, I'm gonna pull this up real quick so you guys can see it. I'll go over to Outlier. Let's see. All right, so let's go over to Outlier really quickly. All right, so this is Outlier. As always, there is a link in the description if you guys want to check it out. Get a free day, a 7-day free trial. I use that link in the description. So first quarter points for Mr. Anthony Edwards. Let's see if we can find him. All right, so here we go. 6.5. You can see that he has not been that strong of a performer in the last 10 games. Only going over in 40 games, but I like Anthony Edwards in a nice little bounce back spot here. Look at this. If you're telling me that Anthony Edwards is going to play 12 minutes, which he has in 7 straight games, is this 7 or 6? 6 straight games. These are all the games since the playoffs started, because remember they only played 5 against the Lakers and 1 against the Golden State Warriors. So if he's going to play all 12 minutes, which I'm anticipating that he will again as well, I do think that Anthony Edwards bounced back in a big way. If we look at, his field goal attempts in the first quarter, Anthony Edwards shot the ball. Let's see, I put it in my notes. He was 0 for 6 from the field, 0 for 3 from the three-point line. Just expecting some aggression, some aggressiveness, which aligns with his comments that were made after the game the other day. He said that, as the leader of the team, pretty much paraphrasing, he got to, come out and lead by example. So I'm expecting Anthony Edwards to put his head down, get to the rim. You saw him kind of do that in the third quarter specifically. What did he finish the game with? He finished the game with, let's see. My fault. I should have probably had this written down. But honestly, I don't care what he finished the game with, because I just want to take the first quarter thinking that that's going to be the best place to play. But yeah, I just want to share this real quick and then we'll move over. Let's see. Now bear with me for 1 second. All right, so Anthony Edwards finished with, he still had 23 points. 23 points, even though I don't think he scored into the third quarter. So yeah, I just think it's a nice bounce back spot for Anthony Edwards early. I think he sets the tone. We saw the teams that lost game 1, come out and set the tone in game 2. Boston had a nice little 10-point lead at the end of the first quarter. Couldn't keep it, but they got up by double digits, and OKC absolutely put the beat down on Denver yesterday in the first quarter. I'm expecting a little bit of the same. I went through and looked at, some advanced numbers. Anthony Edwards with Steph Curry this season. The Golden State Warriors did finish 7-5 straight up, 7-4-1 against the number without him, but they were 8-4 to the under. This is just a little too uncomfortable for me to want to play the Golden State Warriors team total under. Total sitting at 201.5. I do think Minnesota, wins the game. 10.5 is a lot of points, though. That's a lot of points. Warriors team total is 94 and a half. That just seems ridiculously low. Could Golden State hold, Minnesota hold them to that? Yes, based on pace, based on the defense I'm expecting them to play. I don't know if necessarily Minnesota needs to get to 106 as well. I think they could win the game like 100 to, 90 or 100 to 93 or something like that. So I do lean full game under as well. And I do think Minnesota early is probably the best look. First quarters are volatile, but I probably would lay whatever that number is. I think it's like 3.5. And the first half as well, 6.5. Just kind of getting in and getting out. But I expect Minnesota to come out, throw the first punch in this one. And I'm not sure if they look back or not, but I am expecting that. As far as other things that I considered, Buddy Hield player prop. Buddy Hield's had 2 back-to-back really good games. I would be looking to fade Buddy Hield in this spot. I do think that we see some regression from Buddy Hield. I know that, without Steph Curry, that he'll have the ball in his hands a lot. But I was listening to Jaden McDaniels talk about Buddy Hield yesterday, and he was saying that they're going to treat him like the Steph Curry now. So I'm expecting Buddy Hield to just shoot the ball a little worse. And for Minnesota to be locked in on Buddy Hield tonight. Don't think he's going to get a bunch of wide open looks. Under 15.5 points would be my recommendation as far as betting Buddy Hield. And then I do like the look from Jonathan Kuminga. I think it's going to be Kuminga or Pajinski. Pajinski has not had a game where he's gone up and over his player prop at this whole entire season against the Minnesota Timberwolves, so it scares me a little bit. But I think he's about 11.5. I would look to play on Pajinski. Being that he, in my opinion, can score the ball. He's a little more versatile in the way that he can score the basketball. So Brandon Pajinski over, Buddy Hield under. I think Jimmy Butler numbers are priced about right. And I think Kuminga goes up and over his 6.5 points as well. Let's see what you guys are thinking about this one. Just kind of went through my thought process and told you guys what I'm looking at. Let's see. Chad, to this comment, bro, you said I told y'all yesterday that everyone was on the Celtics team total over, and that makes me not want to take it. So I would tell you, Chad, to do your own handicapping, bro. Like, you got to be able to fade the noise and block it out, man. I still can tell that you haven't been sports betting that long. Like, don't listen to what other people say. Don't come on and try to see what everybody on, try to fade the public. Bet what you like, bro, based on the research that you do. He says, and then Chris gonna tell me how he can tell I ain't been sports betting long. I knew I was right. So first off, I didn't lose a bet on the team total because I didn't play the team total over. I was just telling you that these long-term trends are typically gonna make you a lot of money than fading everybody. But if you want to continue to play, we have never seen 7 straight road dogs win. But if you want to just keep riding the wave, that's good. Long term, that's not going to be profitable for you, Chad. That's not going to be profitable for you. But neither here nor there. I just come on here to try to help. Just try to help, man. And if you don't like it, you can leave too. Like, you can leave. You don't have to be in here in the comments going back and forth with people. Argue with the sports book, not with anybody else. I don't know if you see how I just glance over people who disagree with me all the time. Because at the end of the day, it's not me versus them. It's my money versus the sports book, man. Good morning, Tasha. What up, JFX? Says good morning. He says good luck on Celtics first half spread. I took it and ran before they self-destructed. Me too. Me too, man. Leo says good morning, Chris. The Celtics are no longer the beast of the East. Brown and Tatum look average, aka bricklayers. Best player on the floor was Brunson, period. I don't even agree with that, Leo. But good morning. I don't think Brunson was the best player on the floor. I think Brunson was the clutchest player on the floor. I think if you go back and look at the game, there were different spurts throughout the game where the New York Knicks had a key player step up and play well in that specific moment. If you go back to the first quarter, nobody played well. They had like 11 points, right? Second quarter was a Karl-Anthony Towns domination of Al Horford, which I got a lot to say about Al Horford for game number 3. But yeah, Al Horford was the best player. In the third quarter, Jalen Brunson started to get it together. I mean, he had 17 points. He just finished the game. He's the best closer. I just think that overall, and then started the fourth quarter, it was Bridges who had 14 points, to carry him. I don't think Brunson was the best player on the floor. I think it was the New York Knicks were the better team on the floor, absolutely, for the full course of the game. But the Celtics, again, blow a 20-point lead. I don't know what you're doing out there, Boston. I have no idea what you're doing out there, man. And I still think the Celtics are the better team. I think they'll figure it out. I think they will figure it out. But that's just my thought process. I don't want to feel like I'm hating on the Knicks. I know it's a lot of people from New York in the comment section. I love New York. Love New York. I don't think y'all better than Boston, though. That's just my thought process. And I'm going to go down with the ship. I'm not changing my opinion on that. Let's see what else y'all saying in here on that. What up, Anthony? Dom says, you think Wolves first quarter is a strong look? Heavy lean for me, and I feel like it correlates with your Ant first quarter play. Yeah, I do, Doms. I think first quarter, first half, though. I like the first half because it's less volatile. But what we've seen in the first quarter so far is these teams have really come out and punched early. They're just not able to hold on. And it's 3 examples in the most recent 3 games, right? Cleveland goes into, Indiana goes into Cleveland, win game 1. Game 2, what happens? Pacers come out, they score like 11 points in the first quarter. Cleveland bounced back in a great way, right? Then we saw it twice last night. OKC punches Denver in the mouth. Boston punches New York in the mouth. So, yeah, I think Minnesota comes back, punches Golden State in the mouth, especially without Steph Curry. I think we see a lot of 3-point regression for both teams as well. And Minnesota will be locked in after going down, 1-0, going down 0-1, I think, in that series. So I agree. I definitely agree with that. I would be playing first quarter minus 3.5 before I'm taking the 3.5. Switch says he likes Brzezinski under 16.5 points and assists. Let's see. That's a little too low for my comfort right there. 45.5 Doms. That's low, bro. But I get it. I would probably just play each individual team total under. Like first quarter team total under, second quarter team total under, and because 45, you gonna cash one of those. I think. I don't know if you're gonna cash both, and I know you probably understand that. Justin says he here for it. Okay. What up, Light Bear? Appreciate you for tapping in. Let's see. Prop says I want to see DiVincenzo have me a good game versus former team. Saw 33 minutes last game. Wolves need someone other than Nas to play well off that bench. Yeah, that could be Nickeil Alexander-Walker. I was looking at Jaden McDaniels. He had 12 points in game 1. He's sitting at 12.5 in this game. I do think that eventually, I said this in the last game, I think he's going to have a breakout performance here soon as well. Yeah. Mark says Ant's head wasn't in the right place after walking around LA pounding his chest. Agree we should bounce back. Coach Finch even called him out. Love to see that, Mark. That's what I need to see. And I do agree with this, Mark. I absolutely agree with this, right? Everybody before the Lakers series started, Lakers in 5. And then what happens? They beat the Lakers and they win in 5. And then they don't even really care about Golden State. And that's what you see with the immaturity because your star player is a young player. Golden State got a bunch of vets. You know what I mean? They know what they want to do. They understand the game plan. Coach Kerr has multiple championships. It's a well-oiled machine over there in Golden State. So it made sense that they came out and laid an egg when I thought about it in retrospect. Yeah, just, going through the motions, just coming off that high, just exactly what Mark is saying. Absolutely agree with that. Tariq says, good morning, Chris. I had the Knicks first half. Then jumped on Knicks plus 17.5, which is crazy you were ever getting 17.5 points, but that's what the Celtics do, man. Celtics do not have the best closer in this series. I will agree with that. Wolves today while Curry's out. Yeah, I couldn't talk you off Wolves today. 10.5 is a lot though, man. It's a lot. It is not to say that the Wolves can't cover it. It's just a lot in my opinion. It's a lot, man. Let's see. Lingowick says small bet tonight. Golden State Timberwolves first half under 98.5. If anybody bets hockey, he likes the Las Vegas Golden Knights. Oilers 1P over. I don't even know it. First period. I think that's first period over 1.5. It's cash money tonight. Lingowick says. Okay. What up? Will says what up? What it do, Chris? No, he says what up though, Chris. I took Buddy Hield under 16.5 points. Yeah, I like it, man. I think Buddy Hield is an underplay as well. I'm staring at it right now. 15.5 is minus 120 on Fanatics and minus 125 on DraftKings. I do think that's solid. I think that's solid for sure. Dom says they said Curry ran 2 miles in game 1. No wonder his hamstring exploded. I mean, I think he runs that all the time, though, Dom. I do think he runs that all the time. Minnesota first half, though, man, I think is the look here. I do think that is the look if I was betting anything else. But yeah, just one game. Get into a quick recap. We went through it all. I just bet Anthony Edwards. Like I said, first quarter points. Grade me on that tonight. Think if he's going to play the first quarter, we see a nice little bounce back spot for him. Minnesota first half, like I said, that's also on the list. It wouldn't surprise me if they jumped out, got out to a 10-point lead. I'm expecting the defense to play better. Also, I forgot to mention this. They got dominated on the boards. I totally forgot to mention that. 37% offensive rebound rate for Golden State. They were +6 on the offensive glass and had 18 total offensive rebounds. Minnesota was the 12th best defensive rebounding team in the league. So I think we definitely see some regression as well. That leads me to a Minnesota look as well. Minnesota really lost the game because they couldn't score. It's not like Golden State scored 120 points. They just couldn't score the basketball. So expecting some 3-point regression. If they don't, I expect Anthony Edwards to put his head down, get to the rim. So yeah, we shall see, man. We shall see. Minnesota first half if I'm adding anything else. But yeah, just a one in play for me tonight. I do think that Anthony Edwards, like I said, bounced back in a big way. If I add anything, make sure you guys use the link to sign up to get all the plays. The playoffs have been absolutely a blessing, man. They've been absolutely a blessing. We've been crushing the playoffs overall. A couple hiccups here and there, but overall, it's been a lot more green than red for sure. Check the resources out as well. Outlier showed you guys how to use it. jaXon, couple plays from jaXon today as well. Moneyballer, OddsJam. And if you need a new sports book, use that link in the description as well to sign up. To show some appreciation for the show if you'd like to. Also, drop the show in the group chat if you want to show some appreciation to the show. Hit the like button for me on the way out. And yeah, man, enjoy your Thursday. We'll be back tomorrow to talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers and the Indiana Pacers. Super excited to get into that one as well. Best of luck on whatever it is that you guys are betting, man. I'll catch you guys in the next one. I'm out.